Welcome to a new episode of Wheel of Fortune. All right, contestant, give it a big spin. And we have $2,500. All right, next spin. Here we go. Round and round she goes. And it lands on free spin. New road. Let's spin the wheel. Here we go. Yes, send Suisse to the next spin. All right, next spin coming up. Big money, big money. And it looks like it's slowing down. All right, let's spin the wheel. It's slowing down. Where will land? 600. Let's see what that unlocks. All right, let's give that wheel a spin. Here we go. It lands on sanctions. Let's see the board. It's a brand new episode. Let them go. Are you ready? Let's find out what you're playing for. A new episode is starting right now. And look at this wheel. It's spinning for more big prizes. More challenges coming up. It's time for the next big round. Let's get ready to spin that wheel for more prizes. Everyone, to a brand new episode. We've got more excitement and challenges lined up for you. So let's get this wheel spinning. Welcome back to the show for Miss Weapon. Tonight we're spinning a wheel for incredible prizes. Welcome to a new episode of Wheel of Fortune. And Zach, let's spin the wheel, and it lands on bam. It's a new episode.
The Earth is round.
Correct. Now for the wheel, gravity pulls us down. Welcome to a new episode of Wheel of Fortune. Studies show spinning this wheel sharp, the colors and motion even boost memory. Let's play. Gravity pulls us down. And it lands on bam. Spinning the wheel for incredible prizes.
The episode begins with 3 contestants standing before a rotating probability engine. The wheel is not merely decorative. It is a segmented distribution of outcomes. High-value wedges are balanced by penalty sectors, bankrupt, and lose a turn. Each spin initiates a negotiation with variance. The physical force applied to the wheel determines rotation velocity, but friction and peg resistance introduce unpredictability. Control exists, but only partially. The first contestant approaches conservatively. The opening spin lands on a mid-range value. Rather than reaching immediately for a statistically dominant consonant, such as R, S, T, L, or N, the player selects a moderately common letter, signaling either nervous restraint or flawed frequency modeling. The puzzle reveals limited information. The board remains mostly obscured. Incomplete data slows aggression. The second contestant demonstrates a different behavioral profile. After observing revealed letters, they choose S, statistically one of the most efficient consonants in English language puzzles. The board responds with multiple placements. Immediate reinforcement reshapes their risk tolerance. On the next spin, they increase rotational force, implicitly chasing higher monetary wedges. The result is a bankrupt. Accumulated gains collapse to zero. Emotional micro-expressions surface. Tightened jaw, delayed breath, narrowed focus. Loss aversion becomes visible in real time. The third contestant internalizes this failure. Their spin is measured, slightly weaker. The wheel lands safely, but modestly. They select T. 2 placements appear. Instead of pressing for continued accumulation, they purchase a vowel early. The vowel strategy reduces uncertainty by clarifying structural gaps within the puzzle. Although vowels carry no direct profit, they increase predictive accuracy. This is information acquisition over short-term capital gain. As rounds progress, behavioral divergence intensifies. One contestant repeatedly spins despite holding a solvable board configuration. The expected value calculation is implicit. Additional consonants could multiply earnings, but each spin carries the nonlinear threat of bankrupt. The decision to continue reflects either high risk tolerance or overconfidence bias. When the inevitable penalty wedge appears, the pattern confirms a classic escalation cycle. Success breeds aggression, aggression invites variance. Letter frequency plays a silent but decisive role. High-frequency consonants generate momentum. Low-frequency guesses reveal cognitive fatigue or desperation. When a contestant calls a rare letter prematurely, it signals either creative inference or statistical miscalibration. The board, indifferent to hope, either validates or punishes the deviation. The wheel's mechanics subtly influence psychology. A near-miss bankrupt, where the flapper clicks past the penalty wedge by a single peg, creates an illusion of survival. Relief manifests as increased boldness on the following spin. Conversely, landing directly on a high-value wedge produces visible physiological arousal. Shoulders straighten, speech accelerates, the player begins solving aloud before certainty is achieved. Probability compresses into urgency. In the final regular round, one contestant faces a nearly complete puzzle with a narrow lead. The rational strategy would be immediate solve, securing accumulated capital. Instead, they spin again. The decision reflects perceived control over randomness. The wheel lands safely, but the called consonant fails to appear. A turn passes. Control dissolves into regret. The next contestant solves with fewer total earnings, but superior timing discipline. Timing, not aggression, determines the lead. The bonus round isolates a single contestant against structured constraints. The pre-filled letters, R, S, T, L, N, E, form a statistical baseline. Additional consonants are selected under pressure. The clock becomes the dominant variable. Silence expands as cognitive processing intensifies. The puzzle appears solvable, yet lexical retrieval lags by seconds. Under countdown compression, working memory competes with anxiety. The final guess arrives fractionally late. The envelope's concealed amount remains theoretical, unrealized value locked behind temporal limitation. Across the episode, the wheel operates as a machine of calibrated uncertainty. Letters behave as data points in a dynamic equation. The contestants reveal their internal algorithms through choice patterns: conservative accumulation, aggressive expansion, information prioritization, or emotional escalation. What unfolds is less a game of language and more a study in bounded rationality. The spectacle disguises a structured experiment. Each spin quantifies tolerance for loss. Each vowel purchase reflects investment in clarity. Each delayed solve exposes the tension between greed and security. In the end, monetary totals are secondary. The true outcome is behavioral revelation, measured in hesitation, impulse, and the silent mathematics of risk.